Hello and what is going on today, guys? Welcome back to a new map in SpinTires MudRunner, and in this particular video we're going to be taking a look at a map that is very much a work in progress. This map is not finished, as you can see by the way it's basically got a bunch of blank space on half of the map. But basically what this is a work in progress from Risky, and this is the Water's Edge track. So we've got like we've got a racetrack over here that's got a lake in the middle of it, and then we've got a small trail that connects it to this other track, which is basically, it looks just like an oval track, but I wonder what this actual, like, basically hill slash mound is in the middle of it. It's probably just a trail to get to whatever is out here, but I've never explored this map before, I've never tested it out before, but I do know that it was developed by using a lot of, like, Banks's F350 was used a lot in the development of this map. So it should be a really good choice as far as getting around, like, getting around the actual tracks. It should be very, you know, should be very easy to make the jumps in this particular rig, so we shouldn't have any problems there. And I think the biggest thing that I want to think about with this map is, like, nobody's made a proper race map in a long time. And, I mean, okay, let me take that back. There have been proper race maps, but there's never been, like, a massive, like, race park, basically, with multiple tracks and, like, a whole racing complex. And that would be a really cool map because you wouldn't have to switch maps if you wanted to switch racing types. And I think that that was something that they had considered going into this map, but ooh, we got a bridge. Okay, so this is probably what that, yeah, this is what that big mound is on the map, and that's how it shows up. So we're going to check out the oval first, and let's see. So this is all basically just bridge material. And then down here at the bottom, I almost wonder, is this supposed to be like racing, like, pits or something down here? I'm not sure, but this is actually, this is really wide for any kind of paved surface. Kind of surprised it's not a dirt oval, to be honest. You know what, though? You can tell it was designed with this truck in mind because I'm going too far inside because I'm used to having to turn early, like turn in early with this truck. But on this map, I mean, you don't have to. The oval itself is so wide that you can just let your speed carry. And honestly, it just, yeah, that happened. But no, it honestly just seems to work. It just seems to work from the standpoint of, ooh, it slides out a lot. But I think it's one of those things where at the end of the day, like, you're going to have to have a truck that's fast. There's no way you're going to be able to work this map if you don't have a truck that's fast. Either that or you're going to get passed by, like, everybody that you're racing. But I can see this map being, especially when it's finished, I could see it being a really good map for multiplayer because you could just come out here and test trucks. Because this particular oval is great for speed testing because you don't have any jumps to think about. You don't have anything like that to where you just, all you have to think about is how fast the truck is and really, like, can the driver keep it on the road? If the driver can keep it on the road or keep it on the track, you're good. I mean, you have these rocks to think about, but honestly, like, as long as your truck has a decent suspension, it's not going to roll your truck. Now, the other part of this map is more of an actual, like, not really a road course, but more like a, well, really a dirt road course. I know I was like, it's not really a road course except for, well, it is. So, oh god. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna need to winch after that. Luckily, we have the ability to winch onto pretty much whenever, but let's go ahead and we'll release that. And okay, I was gonna say, are you kidding me? It didn't want to start at all. There we go. Easy. Okay, so we go, is this the trail? Oh, it is. I wasn't quite sure if the trail actually turned left here, or, like, if we were just looking at a weird reflection in the woods. The crazy part about it is that everything is really, really overgrown. Like, it gives the impression that nobody's been here in a long time. You can see that's the area of the map that hasn't been developed yet. You can tell it hasn't been developed yet because there's literally nothing out there. It's just grass. Once I get over to the other track, I do want to see if because I brought a couple of other trucks with me. I brought the pre-runner, mainly, like the 4-door pre-runner. And the reason why I brought that truck is because I want to see how it compares to the F350 in terms of going around a proper track. And I know we've kind of compared them before, but we haven't compared them, like, in this sense. So this actual track, this is a proper dirt track, and it's, oh wow, it is, oh, that's something that I think you're supposed to hit with a little bit more speed than what I hit it with, but alright, first order business is stay on the road. Second is try to get a good lap, but I want to learn the track before I try to get a good lap. Easy. Oh, geez. I set myself up really badly for that. Come on. Easy. Not bad. Not bad. It actually handles it really, really well. Suspension on this truck, like, you can continue to tell that this truck was used a lot in testing for this map because the map works well with the truck. Like, the truck just absorbs the bumps on the track super well. Like, you can tell that it was just, like, this truck was designed kind of... It either feels like the truck was designed to be used with the map or vice versa. Because, I mean, and I know it's the second option. I know this truck was, you know, made long before this map was. But it's one of those things where you're still like, oh. Like, they just work that well together. See if that can ease it onto its side. It almost can. Yeah, it almost can. Get a little bit further. Now it might... Yes! Okay, I was able to get it to fall back onto its wheels. I think that's another thing, too, is, like, a lot of people don't really, think that, like, you can get a truck to fall. Like, I don't know. A lot of people just try to keep winching. And oh, this is that weird spot. Oh! We did that even in automatic mode, but we have to, like... I have to figure out a better way to do it. Otherwise, we're just going to keep flipping it over. Let's see. That's where it needs to be. Like, that's a traditional, like, winch point used as it's supposed to be. Come on, spool. There you go. Once it finally spools, it's good. It's actually a really complicated track in some areas. Like, some areas it's really, really simple, and other areas it's, like, actually genuinely tricky, and you have to be on top of your game and on top of your driving, but, like, you have to learn it, mainly. Like, I think that one weird jump and the other spot where I rolled the first time, where if you over jump it, you will end up in the ditch. Like, there's no question. If you over jump it, you will 100% end up in the ditch. And I think that's probably the biggest spot where people are going to go off. I feel like people have a higher chance of going off there than they do at the short jump. But, like, still, though, you could go off at the short jump just as easily. Yep, that was... I expected it to slide. I got absolutely zero slide out of that. Easy. Woo, easy. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It will kind of link drifts together. Kind of. I almost went in the ditch, too. You have to hit that really, really slowly. I mean, like, genuinely slow. That's actually a really weird design choice. I'm surprised that they went with that as a design choice. Water hazard on the left definitely, like, keeps you on your toes, though, because you're like, there you go. Because that's, like, the last place you want to end up is in the water. And who knows? I could be running this track backwards. I'm not sure. In fact, let me try running it the other way. Do not. Okay, I was going to say, do not lodge your tires in the ground and flip. Ooh. Easy. Easy, 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 easy. Oh, not quite. Okay. It feels weird going that way. I'm going to finish the track, but it still feels weird going back that other direction. I don't know. It's not exactly the best way to do it. But I don't know. It could be something to do with, like, the rhythm you have to get down going the other way on the track. That, and also the fact that we haven't tried the pre-runner yet. And the pre-runner is going to be a big one. It's going to be a big difference. Because I remember the last time I tried this truck and the pre-runner side by side, it was on a really small track. And, okay, see, that feels fine. Going back that way actually feels a lot more logical because you have a massive landing area. Because going the other way, you feel like you're going to kind of jump straight for the ditch, and you have to really slow down a lot more than you think you should. Oh, jeez. Easy. Oh, jeez. See, this is that area of the track that it just absorbs super well. Like, I don't know if it's the tire tuning or the suspension tuning or both, but it all just works in... It actually all just lines up beautifully and just does a great job. And this truck actually, like, when you leave the diff lock off and the all-wheel drive on, it's really good at, like, controllably swinging the back end around. So you can literally, like, transition slide through that entire, like, switchback section. There it is. Okay, that actually feels pretty good. That actually feels like probably the way you're supposed to do it. Like, it feels like you're probably supposed to go this way as opposed to going the other way. That was a weird line, and it was definitely not the proper line. It still worked, but I want to complete a clean lap before I switch trucks. And, like, out here, you just, like, you feather the throttle. You use little bursts of throttle to pull you around the corners, but honestly, it's mostly about, like, getting those little slides. Because if you, like, just feather it into the corner, it'll, there we go, it'll kick the back end out. It'll make the truck slide a little bit, but just enough to where you're, like, you're 100% fine. Oh, easy. There, transition it. And the biggest thing is, like, making sure that those slides stop and get back under control by the end. And, like, you know, you have to kind of find this happy medium between, wow, it was almost a fully clean lap, but you need to find this happy medium between, like, partial throttle and, like, everything. You know what I mean? Because if you're always full throttle all the time, then, well, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen, and that never works out very well. But let's go ahead and recall the. Oh, I forgot to put the body on it. It doesn't really matter because we have the garage. But let's see if we can get out the other side. Oh yeah, I could totally get out the other side. Okay, so let's see. Garage. We'll get the body on it, and then we'll refill it, and then we're good to go. It's easier to get this thing to start off in high than it is the F350, but at the same time, this is also not as fast as the F350 by a long, long stretch. I mean, like, in order to get full speed out of it, you have to put it in automatic. There's no like in between about that at all. It definitely has more give to the suspension too than the F350, so this thing, it just requires more, like, more doing. And wow, I already flipped it over. But, like, it just requires more doing. Like, you have to be on top of the, you have to be on top of the fact that it's, like, I think the best way to explain it is, like, it's so much softer than the F350 that if you go from the F350 to this, you just have to be well prepared for what you're driving, because it's gonna roll more, it's gonna pitch more, it's gonna, like, you know, everything that the F350 would do, this will do it, but accented, except for the fact that the F350 is going to be faster. So, any more, like however much the F350 would pitch and roll, this thing's going to do the same. It's just going to do it more. I mean, if you push into a corner hard enough in this thing, it will lift the inside front wheel. So it's definitely something you got to be on top of, especially on a track with a lot of back-to-back corners. It just lifted the front wheel, like the inside front wheel back there. So, and that's something that these trucks will do. Like, pre-runners will do that. So it's not like it's out of the ordinary or something, but it is something you got to be aware of. Now, in sections like this, the suspension, you know, being so soft does help. Oh, there's the F350. R.I.P. But let's see if we can... Oh! So you'd have to have a really good rhythm there to actually get it. And, like, it would be a really hard one to actually get, like, properly, but I'd like the track. I think it's really good because it's really challenging. Like, if you were racing in multiplayer here, you wouldn't just be competing against your own opponents. You'd be competing against the track as well, and that would also, like, it would mean that there would always be change of positions. Like, the guy in front could end up in, like, the creek, you know what I mean? And then you would have first place, and then you might end up in the creek. So there's a lot of different factors, but I would love to see where this map goes once it's fully worked out and fully developed, and I'll definitely bring you guys updates when it does. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, tell me in the comments what you guys thought of it, like the video, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to you guys later.